Okay, so I thought this would be the perfect time to do a video on why you like really need to educate yourself and ask around and just don't fall victim to stupid shit like lose weight on the 800 calorie diet. Because like the thing is, if you keep like I made a post on this, and if you keep having the mentality of chasing perfection, and if you keep having the mentality of, oh, I'll start when I'm ready. Like I made a post on waiting until the time is perfect, and it's like, oh, I'll start going to the gym when my body looks half decent so then people don't look at me. Or I'll start eating healthy when Monday comes around. Or I'll start eating healthy once the kids go back to school. And then all of a sudden your body reels in, it's like, oh, well, I'll start again. Like you just keep putting it off, waiting for perfection before you start your journey to become better than like the best version of yourself. And in prolonging it, life is still going on. Like it doesn't wait for you. So then you fall victim to things like the 800 calorie diet. And like there's no magic foods that help you lose weight. There is no magic supplements to make you lose weight. All it comes down to is being in a calorie deficit. You can still eat freaking paddle pops. You can still eat chocolate. You can still eat things that you enjoy in a calorie deficit, but you just have to be smarter about it, because it's like having a piggy bank of money, and there's only a set amount in there, which is your calorie deficit calories. So you have to spend more of that having something like a pizza than you would buying something like a tuna salad or a chicken salad or something that is more nutrient dense than the other options. But also realize that it happens in a week thing. So you might blow it over for like one day, but you can take some carbs and fats away from the next day and still be in a deficit and lose weight. So if you're going to like keep trying to put it off, and in the meantime you're still eating like a friggin' the not the way that you want, like not the way your dream identity, the dream person you'd want to be would be eating, then you're just setting yourself further and further back, and it just leaves you more prone and a victim to things like the 800 calorie diet. And the reason why I am so freaking against this thing is because it just comes down to calories in, calories out. And unless you're well educated when you start it, you're just going to think that you can just stay on 800 calories for life. And I'm pretty sure when I did listen to something the dude said, he's like, well, after you finish the 800 calorie diet, you can just go buy my 5-2 diet and pretty much eat 600. I don't even know what he said. I think it was like, I think the 5-2 is like 600 for 600 calories for 5 days, and then fast for two, or something like that. But is that sustainable, and is that the way that you really want to live your life? Like restricting yourself from foods that you enjoy, restricting yourself from actually being incorporated into society. Because you tell me, how are you going to feel and how are you going to perform in the gym if you don't have the fuels to fuel your performance? And we all know that muscle is what makes our bodies look amazing. Like you see the people in the magazine that have like, what are abs made out of? Muscle. Like just because you're nice and lean doesn't mean that you're gonna have abs, because it took a shitload of like, I mentioned this in the next video that I'm going to be putting up because I already filmed it. But look at Lauren Simpson, for example. She lives heavy shit, and she isn't bulky. And that's kind of why I'm gonna start harping on about why I hate the term bulky, because so many people think that lifting weight makes you bulky. So I try not to even use the word bulky, because it's such a trigger word for so many people that don't understand basic biochemistry, basic biology. So trying to put yourself onto an 800 calorie diet day in, day out, what do you think your metabolism is going to do? What do you think your body's going to do? It's going to try to reserve its energy stores, which means you're not going to be able to go and perform well in the gym. You're not going to be able to build the muscle or keep the muscle. That is what is making your body like younger, because muscle is 3 times more metabolically active than fat. It gives you the shape you desire. It gives you sexy curves. It pretty much keeps your bones strong. It elicits all the right hormonal environment cascades hormonal cascades in the in your body that you need to be able to live life, be you want to have energy for your kids, don't you? If you're mothers, you want to wake up in the morning feeling energized. Eating 800 calories a day, you're going to feel like absolute shit. And lifting heavy weights in the gym, which is pretty much what you should be aiming for if you want to look the way you want to look, is the way, it's not going to be possible. Cardio and your diet is what you need to lose fat. So if what you're doing is reduce, your cardio and your diet is what you need to lose fat. We got that. So your diet, you're on an 800 calorie diet. Cool. That's perfect to make you lose weight. Cardio. I don't know what cardio you'd be doing on that. I wouldn't have energy on 800 calories to do cardio. Okay, cool. We got what loses weight. But what is it that we need to do in the gym to be able to get the bodies that we want and not look like a freaking skinny... It's like this, and it's all floppy. Skinny fat, floppy. You'd want to have something like this that is solid muscle and looking good. You won't look like a remote control, but you get what I'm trying to say. Muscle is what you want to be training for when you're in the gym. There's no such thing as fat burning workouts. You train to keep muscle. You train to build muscle, because muscle is what is going to keep you metabolically healthy, metabolically precise. So how do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? And how do you want to feel when you go to bed? How do you want to feel throughout the day? Because I assure you that eating 800 calories a day for the rest of your life isn't going to be something that you'll be able to do. And not only that, but there will come a point where your body will stop responding to 800 calories, and then what? If you're not educated in what you're meant to do, and this is why I hate the word bulk, and then someone says, oh, you're just going to have to bulk, you're going to freak the hell out and cut your food even more. You need to know the periodization of dieting. You can't, when you put yourself into a deficit, you need to make it something that's sustainable, and you need to make it progressive, not just say, oh, okay, I'm just going to go straight to 800 calories. And they made a point there where, okay, all men need to eat 2,000 something and all women need to eat blah, blah, blah. It's no, they don't. Because if I ate 2,000 calories every single freaking day, I'd be fat. Because my body is small for starters, and I'm not as active as someone who gets prescribed 2,000 calories to maintain their diet, to maintain their body. You need to know what works for your body. You need to do things progressively, and you need to stop falling for fads, because your body is primed for survival. If you're going to go into 800 calories every single freaking day, your body is going to do everything it can to hold, you'll lose your menstrual cycle for starters, but it's going to do everything it can to be as efficient as possible with its energy. So then what? Your body's not losing anything. You're on 800 calories. What happens after? You probably will say, fuck it, try and drop it more, get more deprived, and then go on a binge fest, and then miss all the foods you wanted to eat, and then go on continuous days of binge feasting. Then how are you going to feel? How are you going to feel when you wake up in the morning and you just put on all the weight that you lost, except it's worse because, like I mentioned in my previous little ramble, you weren't building the muscle, you were losing the muscle, so now your muscle has gone down, you're a third as metabolically active, your metabolism's shit because you lost a metabolic powerhouse. And just because it doesn't burn a fuckload of calories in a day, it is still 3 times more metabolically active than fat. So when you go binging, and this bulking thing that people say you need to do, which is completely stupid, and I'll go into that in more detail when I do my video series on it, but you're going to, if you're doing it in an unhealthy way and you're not tracking your food, you don't understand nutrition, you don't have a coach to help you through it, that is going to be predominantly fat. And the more fat that you put on, the more insulin resistant that you get. The more insulin resistant that you get, the more that your body just wants to keep storing fat, and it's not going to be very good. It's not going to be anabolically sensitive. So you're going to be shit at putting on muscle. And one thing that I'm going to be touching on when I do the bulk and cut thing is your body takes a long time to build muscle. You can easily lose the fat if you do it right. And if you're starting from a really good point, losing fat is easy if you're starting from the right point. But building muscle is freaking hard. And that is why I don't believe in putting on fuck tons of fat when you are in a muscle building phase. or an improvement phase or a performance phase where you aren't cutting or shredding or trying to get lean. Because the more fat that you put on, the more fat you have to lose. And to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not providing your muscles with the fuels and the utensils it needs to build muscle. So all the time that you're in a calorie deficit, if you aren't a noob to the gym, because if you're a noob to the gym, you can lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. But if you're pretty advanced, you will not be losing muscle. You will not be building muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. So muscle building is on a hold. You're trying to lose all the excess fat that you gained when you are bulking, which is why I believe in lean gains. Lean gains. There's no such thing as a lean muscle. But lean gains means that you're building muscle without putting on too much extra fat. So pretty much, don't be stupid, foolish, stupid shit. I hope you gain some education from this. And you can still eat apple crumble and Nutella and dark chocolate and all the stuff that you saw in my last post and lose weight, because it all comes down to a calorie deficit, a smart calorie deficit, and being a freaking idiot.